You have a great idea kicking around upstairs, and you're very close to channeling it from your brain and out through your fingertips. But do you have enough for a full script? Or is it simply a good character, or a novel setting? Are you now second guessing yourself? Well, don't, we're here to help. Hi y'all, Hank from Write to Reel. Today we're taking a look at 4 exercises to entertain doing before you start writing. Feel free to try one, all, or none of them, because they're simply suggestions, and if you feel the itch to write, by all means get started. You can always come back to this video if you get stuck later. Disclaimer: along the lines of itching to write, these suggestions are meant to help you be productive, not procrastinate. No matter how great we think the idea is, as writers it takes very little distraction to convince us to do things other than write. And that comes from someone currently narrating this video and not working on his newest script. Number 1. Logline. Compelling, sure, it's also the backbone for what you're going to spend the next 100+ pages working on. You should commit a decent amount of time here too initially. It can change as you write, but if you can't get excited about the logline, or more importantly, get others interested in it, you may need to rethink the idea entirely. We won't spend a lot of time on what makes a good logline, but it should cover 3 things. Who is your main character? What do they want? What stands in their way? On the first one, it's important to use traits, professions, etc. versus an actual character name that no one will really know. Who they are isn't as important here as what they are in relation to your story. If you'd like more help on loglines, we have several ongoing discussions on our forums, which are linked below and at the end of this video. Quick note, coming up with a working title is also a good idea here too. Personally, I try to keep the title to a word or two, trying to choose one that has a double meaning. Number 2. Character name generators. Easily the part I enjoy most when starting a new script. There are multiple sites all over the internet that with the click of a button generate names applicable to a wide variety of genres. Personally, I have an issue with 2 similar sounding names, like 2 or more character names being a single syllable, or 2 character names starting with the same letter. So with minimum effort, I can quickly come up with original sounding names in a half hour or less. Some of the terms to search for here. Western name generator, if you're writing a Western. Medieval name generator, if your script takes place in the Middle Ages. Or just a simple random name generator. And so on and so forth, focusing on your genre and setting. Speaking of which, are you looking for an authentic sounding names for a particular region? Google comes to the rescue again, and try searching for popular surnames for enter your region here. The results will likely be a long list of last names to play with, and more than once I've been able to combine 2 or alter the spelling to get a complete character name. Quick tip here, it's beneficial to search the character's name to make sure it isn't famous for whatever reason before we become too attached to it. Number 3. Research. The most important exercise, and if you only choose one out of this list, please make it this one. Define your project's genre and then find scripts and movies already produced in that area. Mix it up too. You should no more be reading only scripts than you should be watching only movies. My suggestion would be to read 2 scripts and watch 2 movies, choosing 4 unique projects. Anything more than that and you're procrastinating, not working productively. And again, it can be less than this too, but you should have a fresh idea in the genre, not something you watched or read 2 years ago. Also, try to mix up the projects, including both good and bad. That way you can look for traits that led to success or caused a certain project's demise, incorporating that knowledge into your own script accordingly. When reading the scripts, look for examples of style or format that may be unique to that genre. By implementing this in your own writing, you signal to the reader you've studied the craft you're pitching. Note, if writing a based-on screenplay, whether about a person, place, or event, this is also where you do your homework via books and documentaries. But just like researching with scripts and movies, anything over 2 or 3, and you're more than likely procrastinating. Number 4. Outlining. Admittedly, and probably to my detriment, this is the step I skip the most. More often than not, my outline is a random handful of scenes or character interactions I mean to include in the script. For some people though, they want all the main points plotted out before they start, and this isn't a bad idea, since this outline can later be turned into a synopsis for your project when pitching. Remember to keep things fluid. Understand that what works on this outline may not work in your story once you get there, so don't paint yourself into a corner. What you should accomplish with this exercise is being realistic with yourself, knowing that you have enough good to fill in around the great to make your script a story readers want to produce. So there you have it. What are some of the exercises you do before writing? Did we include them in this list? Feel free to suggest other options and exercises in the comments below. Lastly, if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to come check us out at write2reel.com for more in-depth discussions in screenwriting. Thanks, and write your butts off.